Hi, everyone. My name is Matt Hames, and I'm the Associate Vice President for Digital and Social Strategy at 3Enrollment Marketing. If you never heard of 3Enrollment Marketing, we're a bunch of professionals, experts, just people who care about results and the relationships that those results end up impacting with our partner institutions. We love results. I mean, there's so many experts at 3Enrollment Marketing on our teams channel. There's launches right now of all of the campaigns that are going out for our partner institutions right now. Incredible work that is using modern marketing tactics, marketing automation. It's just amazing. It's amazing stuff. Take a look at 3enrollment.com to see. But I'm not here to just talk about 3Enrollment Marketing. I'm also here to talk about marketing in general. So, like the past two episodes of this 5-part series, I've talked about my all-time favorite quote. I want to repeat it. For most of marketing's history, we never really understood how much money we were wasting when you bought a billboard, for instance. How many people went by, couldn't possibly buy your product. So John Wanamaker said this about marketing. I say this, that quote about digital. We're not really sure. We have a lot of different things out there. We have a lot of platforms, and this 5-part series is talking about how our digital gets delivered. Part 1, we talked about the .edu and how it was the first marketing tactic that you had to have. We had to have a website. You have to have a website. You have to have a .edu. The first marketing tactic. You didn't have to have a billboard. You didn't have to have a radio spot, but by golly, you had to have a website. Some people might think that it's not a marketing tactic. Great. We can argue that. But in my personal opinion, it's the first marketing tactic that you had to have. The second thing that we talked about was Google search and how Google search drove and continues to drive millions of new users to .edus all the time. There are people right now who are finding out about a university for the first time, adding it to their list, and going home and Googling that university to learn more. That was in yesterday's presentation. Today's presentation is going to talk about the social web. The here comes everybody social web. Now, some background about me. I was a copywriter in advertising. I moved to these United States and morphed into a social media strategist. So I am part of the thing here. I turned on Twitter feeds for major brands. I turned on Facebook pages for major brands. I turned on these websites for major brands. So I'm not entirely, I'm complicit in the reality that there are many Facebook pages and Twitter feeds and other things in higher ed. In the aughts, that's when people at the, I like what the British call them, the naughties. I prefer that better. But in the aughts or the naughties, whatever you want to call it, there were a bunch of people at presentations saying, you have to be on Facebook. Have you heard about Twitter? Launched, I got on Twitter in 2007. So there were people saying, I went to a conference, a Web 2.0 conference in 2007, and there were people there saying, Facebook and Twitter are marketing tactics that you have to have. The .edu, the website was the first one you had to have. We put up online brochures, which weren't interesting. So you then had to have a space on the social web. So this was everybody, right? Everybody was saying you have to have a presence on Facebook. You have to have a presence on Tumblr. Look at Tumblr up there, the very top. You have to have a Pinterest. I built an incredible, when I was working at Colgate University, I built a Pinterest map using Foursquare information. And it was like a tour of the university based on Foursquare data that was like a Pinterest tour. Like the John Wanamaker quote said, I have no idea what happened next. But But anyway, in 2013, I made a presentation to a higher ed conference, and I argued for one Facebook page because most institutions of higher education had about 470 average. Some had more, some had a couple less, but on average, there's about 470 Facebook pages that exist out there in the world. And if your institution has turned from a college to a university in the time of the social web, then you might have 870 Facebook pages. And we don't know about that Facebook page because the person who created it left. We don't know about this Facebook page. Go do a search. Go to Facebook, search for your institution and see how many pages that you have. Go to any of these platforms, and do a search for your institution on those platforms and see where you are. We're all over the social web. And in the websites, in the websites most used for search right now, Facebook falls in the top 5 most used websites for search. So parents are going here and searching for your institution. When they check in on a campus visit this summer, when they check in on Facebook and do a humble brag, oh, look, my daughter, she's so awesome. We're touring this school. And they check in, they're checking in on the main Facebook page. So take a look. There's hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of the social web, and they're turning into places where people actually search. This is diminishing how Google works. When you're completely unaware, you might go to Google, or when you're newly aware, you might go to Google and type in Monsters University. But as you become more aware, you might go to TikTok and type in, what are the dorms like? What is the food like? Where do you have fun? Once you've chosen the right academic place for you, once you've made that decision and you've got the institution on your list because of academics, because it has the program you want, then when comparing it to the next one, use a lot of these platforms to determine what institution is right for you. And when you have 75 Facebook pages, a career services Facebook page, an English department Facebook page, off-campus study Facebook page, a student services Facebook page. I went to orientation for my daughter's school, and the dean of the college walked out and said, hey, follow us on Instagram. And I just wanted to stand up and say, dude, why do you have a dean of the college Instagram account? Why not just tell dean of the college stories on your .edu and or the main Instagram account? What is your goal? Why are you doing this? Why do we have so many platforms? I don't fully understand it. I think the opportunity cost of creating content on so many platforms is massive. What I think it's worth considering instead is thinking about your .edu and how people land on your .edu and how they learn about the important admission stuff. I think it's important to think about the core websites in a student journey. And those core websites are probably the ones that make the front page of a search for the school. So the .edu, the main Facebook, the main Instagram, the main LinkedIn, there's always only a main LinkedIn, the main YouTube, there's almost only a YouTube. And then think about how to add enrollment messages to them. People are searching for your institutions. People are going to be searching for your institutions. They're going to start at Google and find their way to the .edu. But as they decide that this is the right place for them, they are going to dig into your digital presence here and find out what life is like at your institution. You can have some say as to what they see, or you can kind of let the wild, wild west just take it over. So the social web, in fairness, it is becoming a massive place where people are searching for your institution. On the front page of a search for your school by name is the top 5 places where people work based on LinkedIn data. There are so many ways that you can influence that. So many ways that you can influence that. you should consider those ways as much as you possibly can. Anyway, that is the end of today's session. Tomorrow, we're going to talk in depth about the Google SERP. Thanks for joining me today for part 3 of the 5-part series on basically how people search for your institution. Thanks, and I hope you have a great day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.